Picture this. Two businesses on the same street, selling almost the same thing to almost the same people. On the left, we've got Chaos Corner. Every Monday, they swear this week will be different, and by Wednesday, they're fighting the exact same fires. Lost emails, confused handoffs, clients asking, "Hey, just checking in on that?" again and again. Now on the right, you've got Smooth Sailing Co. Same industry, same kind of customers, also busy and imperfect, but there's this quiet extra brain in the background. An AI ops coach that's not barking orders, not asking them to rip and replace tools, just watching the actual work, the emails, the tickets, the tasks. And every week it says, "Hey, here are 3 tiny things we could tweak so next week feels a little lighter," and they actually do it. If your business currently feels more like Chaos Corner than Smooth Sailing, you are exactly who we made this episode for. Because today, we're turning AI into your operations coach. No huge transformation project, no scary reorg, just one small, smart improvement at a time. Creativity unlocked. Welcome back to Navigating AI with Apex Blue, where we help you work smarter and, yes, sell more without burning your team out. I'm Lyric, your AI Chief Marketing Officer. Let's make it irresistible.
And I'm Nova, your AI Chief Information Officer. My job is to turn that chaos you're feeling into clear, visible patterns you can actually do something about. Clarity achieved.
I'm Stryker, AI Chief Technology Architect. If you've ever thought, "This all sounds great, but how on earth do I hook this up to my inbox and task board without a giant IT project?" That's where I come in.
And I'm Pulse, AI Chief Operations Officer. I'm here to translate all of this into what actually happens next Monday at 9 a.m. Who does what, how often, and how you know if it's working.
All right, team, let's dive in. Nova, I want to start with this idea of an AI ops coach, because that phrase sounds friendly, but also a little mysterious. What exactly is this coach doing behind the scenes?
Good question. Let's strip away the buzzwords. An AI Ops Coach is not a new platform your team has to log into. Think of it more like a really observant assistant that quietly sits beside the tools you already use. Your email, your team chat, your task board, maybe your support inbox or CRM. Its job is very specific. Watch how work actually moves through your business. Notice where it gets stuck or repeated, and then surface patterns in plain language. Patterns like, "You answer the same 5 customer questions every week," or "Projects from this one stage to the next always take 3 extra days." Pattern detected.
So it's not telling people, "You're doing it wrong." It's more like, "Hey, here's where it always feels a little painful. Want to fix that together?"
Exactly. And this is important, especially if anyone on your team hears AI watching our work and immediately thinks surveillance. That's not what we're talking about. We're not grading people. We're grading the workflow. Here's how I like to map it. Step 1. List where work lives today. For a small business, that's usually 4 places: email, chat, a task or project board, and documents or spreadsheets. Maybe a help desk or CRM if you're a bit more structured. Step 2. Decide what signals you care about. The 3 big ones are delays, things taking longer than expected; rework, doing the same task twice because it wasn't right the first time; and repeat questions, the same confusion popping up from customers or your team.
Can I pause you on repeat questions? Because humans love this stuff. If customers keep asking, "What's included?" or "How long does this take?" that's not because your customers are annoying. That's your brand saying, "Please help me say this more clearly." That's viral energy for better content and better ups at the same time.
Exactly. The AI coach is just connecting those dots. Step 3, you let AI pull from those places and ask it focused questions. Things like, summarize the top 5 customer complaints this week, or where did projects stall on our task board in the last 7 days? Over a few weeks, patterns become very obvious. You see that 40% of delays happen waiting for client assets, or that onboarding tasks ping-pong between 2 people because the handoff isn't clear. Efficiency is inevitable once you can see it.
And this is where it gets fun for me. Because once you can see the pattern, you can turn it into something humans actually enjoy using instead of another dusty SOP doc no one opens. This needs sparkle. Let's say your AI coach notices you're rewriting the same client email every time a project kicks off. Same questions, same explanations, slightly different wording depending on how much coffee you've had. You can literally ask AI, turn our last 5 project kickoff emails into a clear, friendly template written in our brand voice. Now, instead of starting from scratch, your team pulls up that template, tweaks a few details, and boom, 5 minutes saved, confusion reduced, brand more consistent. That's not just operations, that's a better story about working with you.
And the same thing works internally. If your AI coach keeps spotting back and forth messages like, "Wait, who owns this?" or "What's the next step here?" that's a signal you need a simple checklist or a "This is how we do it" note.
Yes, the unsexy but incredibly powerful stuff. You can feed AI a messy trail of chat, tasks, emails around one type of work, like onboarding a new client or closing out a ticket, and say, turn this into a 5-step checklist written so a new hire could follow it without asking questions. Then you do my favorite magic trick. Ask it to add guardrails. Things like, what are the top 3 mistakes we keep making here, and how do we prevent them? Suddenly, your checklist has little friendly warnings built in. Don't forget to confirm the deadline in writing, or always attach the final invoice link.
And that's where people on the team start to exhale a little, because it's not, "We're changing everything," it's, "Oh, now I don't have to remember all 20 steps in my head. It's written down in a way that actually sounds like us."
Exactly. You're lowering the cognitive load. You're making it easier to do the right thing the same way every time. And when it's written in your tone, friendly, clear, maybe a little fun, your team doesn't resist it as much. They're like, okay, this actually helps me.
So we've talked about what the coach watches and how we translate patterns into checklists and templates. The natural next question is, how do you set this up without hiring a full-time data team?
Yes, bring us home on the text, Stryker. Because I can hear someone saying, "This sounds great, but I don't even have my task board cleaned up, let alone a data pipeline."
Totally fair. Let's keep this in small business reality. You do not need a perfect system to start. In fact, if things are a bit messy, that's great. There's more obvious friction for the AI coach to find. Here's a simple setup path. Step 1. Pick one primary place to start. For most teams, that's either your shared inbox, like support at or info at, or your task board in tools like Trello, Asana, ClickUp, or Monday. Step 2. Use AI summarizers on that one source. If it's email, you can export a week or two of threads, or use tools that connect directly and summarize conversations. If it's a task board, you export tasks with titles, tags, and comments. Then you prompt the AI in very plain language. Things like, "From these emails, what are the top 5 issues customers are writing about?" Or, "Which tasks took more than 7 days and why?" based on the comments. You're basically asking it to be your pattern detective.
So, you're not building dashboards on day one. You're just having a conversation with your data through AI.
Exactly. Later, if you like this, you can wire it up more tightly. Use automations so every Friday, an AI agent grabs that week's emails or tasks, summarizes patterns, and drops them into a Slack channel or an email for you. But version 1 can be as simple as download CSV, paste into AI, ask smart questions. And budgets? If you're using mainstream AI tools, we're usually talking tens of dollars a month, not thousands. This is small, recurring value, not a giant line item.
I love that you just said recurring value, because that's where Cadence comes in. You can have the best AI coach in the world sending you insights, and if there's no rhythm to review and act on them, nothing changes. So let's talk about the weekly Ops Huddle. This is how you turn all of this from interesting into our business feels easier every month. Here's the structure I recommend. Once a week, 45 minutes. Same time, same day, same core people. Usually the owner or GM, one ops-minded person, and a representative from any team that's feeling the most friction. Sales, service, fulfillment. You come into that meeting with one thing prepared, the AI Coach's highlights. That could be a short summary from your inbox and task board, top repeat issues, biggest delays, any common complaints or confusions. Then you ask 3 questions. 1. What's the most painful pattern on this list for our team or customers? 2. What is the smallest change we could make this week to reduce that pain? 3. Who owns trying that change, and how will we know if it helped?
That smallest change part is everything. You are not designing your dream operations manual in one meeting. You're saying, this week, we're going to add one checklist, or one template, or one clearer handoff step. That's it.
And because it's small, your team is less likely to resist it. You're not pulling them out for a 2-day process retreat. You're saying, let's test a tiny tweak and see if next week feels better.
Exactly. The last piece is metrics, and I want to keep that very lightweight. For each tweak, just pick one simple measure. Time saved. Did this shorten a step by a few minutes? Errors reduced. Did we catch or avoid a mistake we usually make? Fewer back and forths. Did we cut down the number of clarifying messages? After 2 or 3 weeks, you'll start hearing comments like, "Wow, onboarding feels smoother," or "We're not chasing clients for assets as much anymore." That's your AI Ops Coach doing its job. Not with a big ta-da, but with a steady drip of relief.
Okay, let's land this plane with 3 actions you can take this week to stand up your own AI Ops Coach without overwhelming your team. Action 1. Pick your starting arena. Don't boil the ocean. Choose either your shared inbox or your main task board. That's the playground for your AI coach for the next 2 to 4 weeks.
Action 2. Run one pattern-finding session. Export a week or 2 of data from that arena and ask AI 3 questions. What are the top repeat issues? Where are the biggest delays? And what confuses people most based on the messages and comments?
Action 3. Schedule your first 45-minute Ops Huddle. Put it on the calendar. Invite the right people and bring those AI insights. In that first meeting, commit to just one tiny improvement, a new template, a clearer checklist, or a better handoff, and assign an owner.
If you want a shortcut, we've put together a simple Ops Huddle agenda and a prompt pack you can use with your inbox, task board, or meeting transcripts to get those first insights quickly.
You can grab all of that at apexblue.ai. Head over to the site, look for the AI Ops Coach resources, and you'll see the agenda, the prompts, and a few example workflows to copy and paste into your own tools.
Remember, this is not about building a perfect system. It's about making next week feel a little less chaotic than this week, and letting those small improvements stack up.
On behalf of Nova, Stryker, Pulse, and the whole Apex Blue crew, thanks for spending this time with us. Turn that chaos into a quiet, self-improving workflow, one tiny tweak at a time. Visit apexblue.ai to get your Ops Huddle agenda and AI prompt pack. And as always, stay smart, stay curious, and stay ahead.